Well, this is day 2 and it's about 10:30 and I've just come up the ridge from Barrigar heading over to Gar camp, and I believe that's Briggs Bluff over there. Some of this stuff isn't very easy to walk on. It's like walking on the back of a stegosaurus. There's quite a lot of it, but yeah, it's just a matter of being careful and enjoying the view, because look at these views. Stegosaurus aside, always worth a stop and a look. So onward we go. This is an example of some of the stuff that you're walking on up here on the peak, or up on the ridgeline I should say. It's like walking on a stegosaurus's back. All these bits sticking up, and it's a nice little downhill section, nice easy walking. I think this takes me down to Troopers Creek. Troopers Creek. So yes, after all that uphill and rock scrambling and what have you, it's nice to have a bit of easy downhill track for a bit of a change. I've been climbing for a bit now, and I see this section in front of me, and I'm wondering how I'm supposed to get up there. But I dare say there'll be plenty more zigzagging to get up to the top of that. Well, it turns out that this big wall is a waterfall. According to the All Trails app, it's Gar Waterfalls as per that sign. So let's have a closer look. Not much water falling at the moment, of course, but I'd rather be walking on a day like this than on a wet day. And look at that, how spectacular is that? Woo! Not much of an echo. And over there we can see where the track goes on those rocks. So it looks like some more zigzagging to get to the top of the waterfall. Some of these sections are quite exposed, and you have to watch your step. So one takes it very carefully along these little bits. There's a few of them. Popped out on the pack on the overhang. Amazed at how they've moved these stones to make the steps. I just met up with some other walkers who are the first people I've seen since I left Mount Zero, and they've just come from Gar and told me how lovely it is. So I'm quite looking forward to getting up there. Yeah, still a bit more climbing to do by the looks of that. See how we go. Another one of those spots where you just have to do a 360. You can see the track up there running up the ridge, and you can see the top of the escarpment up there, and I think Gar is over the top and the other side of that, and where we came from this morning is down there around that ridge line there across the middle ridge, and then up there through over Troopers Creek. I heard that this is called the arid section of the walk, and I think that's simply because it's pretty exposed. There's no sort of shade for a lot of it. It's sort of open and exposed like this. But although it's sunny, there's a nice breeze blowing, and I'm pretty damp with sweat from those climbs. So all in all, quite comfortable and thoroughly enjoying it. Oh, I'm now on that section of track that you can see from the previous video snippet. And looking down at where I've just come from. So, and one of the things about solo walking is you don't have to keep up with anyone, nor do you have to wait for anyone. But then too, you want to be able to share some of the moments with others, and that's where this GoPro comes in, because I've got it attached to my waist strap, and I can share this. Here I am talking to you as though you're here with me. Especially you, Auntie Kath Ramage, because you asked me to share the walk with you. So I regard you as sitting on that rock right there, taking a breather after we've come up this little hill. So take it in and enjoy, because this is the most perfect day to enjoy this place. So onward and upward. There's certainly plenty of steps. So we just take them one at a time. Although the sign back at Troopers Creek said there's no water for 16 k's, there's ponds like this in the rocks. This is crystal clear, and I'd have no hesitation to use that for drinking water after passing it through the filter and adding a couple of Catadine tabs. No problem at all. So there's plenty of water if you need it. Oh, it looks like a bit of a fire happening over there. Hope it's a controlled one. Just passed another couple who did the walk out to Briggs Bluff, and they told me I should be able to find some shade up ahead so I can have lunch. I don't want to sit in the sun and have lunch, so we'll see what we can find. But once again, look at those cliffs, those views, they're just magnificent. And I like talking to the GoPro because I feel as though I'm talking to everyone who's watching this video, as though you're all along with me. So, yep, just perfect. Once again, I've got to put the camera on just because it's all just so amazing. Just love it. Can't get enough of it. Look at those caves up there. And the track's pretty easy walking up here. those views over this way too. And what an absolutely perfect day. I read in the guidebook that it can be very wet, slippery and cold up here if the weather changes. You can even get snow. Well, I don't think there's any risk of that today, that's for sure. Some more walkers. Well, it's been pretty open country and very sunny on that plateau, but now I've come up to a cave which looks like a perfect lunch cave, because when I stop for lunch I don't want to be in the sun, I want to be in total shade, and this looks like the perfect spot. Right, all set for a nice tuna and bean lunch with a cup of coffee and a munchie bar. Perfect spot. So here I am at my cave lunch stop. I've got my hydrolite dissolving in the cup there. I've got my tuna and beans lunch. I've got my phone charging over there and just relaxing a bit. So there's the track there, just goes up beside where this cave is, and yeah, not much of a view, but I love looking at the bush anyway. So this is lunch on the second day between Barrigar and Gar, and Gar I think is just another few k's. Well, my lunch stop was over the top of the ridge that way, and I've just come down into this lovely little valley with its own little ridges crisscrossing, and that magnificent view over to I think it's like Bellingfield or Belfield or something like that. I think that's what it is, I could be wrong, but what a lovely vista. Anyway, onward. It's interesting that I've met a few solo walkers. A fellow I met just a little while back, he'd lost the track and he was just sort of bush bashing, but he saw my red shirt and thought I must have been on the track, so he came over and thanked me for having got him back on the track. But yeah, he was solo walking for a couple of days, and but he's not retired, is he? So he doesn't have as long as I've got, because he's got to go back to work on Monday. So looks like Gar is that way, and it's only 2 k's away. Too easy. And again, these little markers, well, it's easy to get lost if you don't see the marker, and some of them aren't in the most obvious places. They're sort of tucked away, and when you're on bare rock there's any number of ways you can go, but I must say it's a bit of fun too, just finding your way, or if you get lost, wandering around a bit till you find either a marker or what looks like a track, or a footprint in the sand. See here, like these footprints in the sand. Sometimes they indicate the way to go. So up this rock here, and see there's another marker up there. I must say there's been quite a lot of this Stegosaurus to negotiate, both going up and coming down. Sort of got to watch where you put your feet. I must say these poles really come in handy Just sort of put them at strategic points, and certainly makes it a lot safer than it might otherwise be. That's pretty easy to see through here. Yep, clearly up that way. Well, we'll do another 360 of the view because I just can't get enough of it. It's just amazing. So I've just come up from here. I've met a few other walkers on the way. The car's not very far. Look at these cliffs, the formations and these little ridges coming through. And look at the Stegosaurus. Plenty of these Stegosauruses to walk on. But that arrow, see that arrow there? It's pointing out this way. So I'm not going to walk up the Stegosaurus, I'm going to walk on this track. Thank goodness. This is certainly a lot easier. I stopped to do a 360. So the track, I can see the track way over there. Okay, that's not much further. And this gives a bit of an idea of the climb we've had today. I'm not going to get too much closer to the edge, but down there you can see the track. There's the road we crossed this morning at Triggers Creek, and we've come from up around here down that small ridge over, then zigzagging back and forth to the end there, and up to here. So, bad day's effort. And look at the reward, well worth it. So on to Gar. Other walkers I've met along the way have asked me if I wear gaiters because of snakes, and I tell them I've never been concerned about snakes because my bushwalking was always done just in volleys and woolen socks in the Blue Mountains, but I wear gaiters because of this sort of stuff. See those little sticks and things? There's always little prickly bits that stick out. So that's why I wear the gaiters, so that I don't end up with a whole lot of scratches. But also, they're good for sunburn protection, because I only have to put sunscreen on that section between the top of the gaiter and the bottom of my shorts, which is basically the knee area, so I don't have to use or carry so much sunscreen. See, this is the sort of thing that gets you. Look at those prickly little leaves and that. But see, no worries with the gaiters. The heck, coming along the track, here's a little sign. Look to my right, and here's a toilet block, which indicates to me that we're at Gar. So let's see where the amenities, not amenities, but the shelter shed is. Bridge. Okay, so there's the first tent platform. Oh, what a beautiful view from your tent. Hey, how's that? Open the flap in the morning and that's the view you get from your tent. Well, that's from that platform. That's just amazing. Look at that. Ooh. Let's see what's further over here. Oh, there's another platform in there. Offers a bit more privacy. Another one in there. some people up there. And look at that view. Turn this off. I turned the GoPro off because there's some people up there, and I don't like to film people unless they agree. I didn't want to just walk up on them with it going. So this is the shelter for guard. So over here, got a little information thing. I'll come back and read that after I've taken the pack off. And so let's go in and have a look. Opens this way. Oh, lovely. And look at that view. I'll be looking out at that view when I have dinner tonight. And just like Barrigar, very well appointed. We've got our USB charging points there. Lovely. GoPro, stop recording. This is a video of sunset over Gar. Now, Parks Victoria have installed these lounges, as they're called, so that people can come out here, relax and watch the sunset over the peaks. So just doing a scan around, look at that beautiful view. Some more people down there. Over here's the shelter. This is Meryl and her brother coming up to have a look as well. So we're very fortunate to have such a lovely evening to watch the sunset. I'm just filming this from the back of my tent to show what a perfect position I managed to get, because I was the first one here. You can see the walking track in front there, cliff over the edge, but look at that magnificent view. And I've just been recording the sunset, which we can see over the top of the tent there. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this trip, and it seems like this that make it so worthwhile.